Hello to my American Horror Story historians. My name is EJ and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be recording videos. My AC was broken for a while, so I was a hot, sweaty mess trying to talk about anything. So now that I'm back, I want to dive into American Horror Story. In my heat-filled delirium, I decided to go through some of the most shocking, some of the most disgusting, some of the most oh my god moments in our favorite show's history. So join me as I look for the most shocking, disturbed moments in American Horror Story. We're going to quickly jump into this list with our spot at number 7. It's called Margaret Gets What She Deserves from 1984.
Tell me what you want!
Your head on a stick.
Leslie Grossman's character Margaret from 1984 was such a surprising character. She had so many layers, there was twists and turns to her, but by the time the season ended, we all realized what needed to happen. Well, she needed to get revenge done to her because, wow, she had ruined a lot of people's lives. Since her days, framing, Mr. Jingles back in the day, she had some she had some problems. She had some definitely evil vibes. I mean, she tried to be the real estate woman. She tried to be just this evil front. Well, the ghost of Camp Redwood said, we gotta teach you a lesson. And they brutally hack this woman to pieces and throw her into a wood chipper. That's why this place is on my list. That infamous wood chipper scene. It's interesting because American Horror Story can be a gory show at times. It can have some pretty shocking imagery, but 1984 was, a slasher vibe. So you expected an oh my god kill, but wow, our Freddy Krueger, our Jason Voorhees of this season truly got what was happening, what needed to happen to her. Because wow, this was such a gory, brutal moment, and it was such an interesting way of getting rid of the, well, this person is haunted, stuck onto this land because they've been here forever. Well, when you're just a bunch of pieces, what can come back? What can regenerate? It was such an interesting, such a fun concept. I feel like we needed a wood chipper or a meat grinder and murder house. Maybe we could have got rid of, what was her name, Kate Mara's character. Yeah, we could have got rid of some people if there was a wood chipper in other seasons where, locations were haunted. But I really love this moment. I really think it stood out because, again, American Horror Story has gory kills. There is some oh my god moments, but something about this one in the kind of campy, fun tone that was 1984 really stood out and made quite the impression on me. We are jumping all the way to Freak Show for the next option on our list, and I'm looking at The Death of Ma Petite. Holy smokes, this is a season that is jam-packed with some of the most disgusting oh my god moments. I could have listed the time Dandy walked around the carnival and just started shooting people. We could talk about how Elsa Mars lost her legs, or so many other moments of this season. I mean, anything with the pink cupcakes. I don't want no cupcakes.
I don't want a cupcake, please.
It could be so many moments from here, but the smallest, the quietest death of American Horror Story history really impacted me, and that's this moment. Ma Petite was an innocent character. There was not an evil bone in that woman's body. I mean, even, she's hailed as a deity for where she's from in real life. So this was a character that I thought was almost untouchable. We've seen good people have things happen to them in American Horror Story, and it sucks, but there's also, there's a qualification with American Horror Story. No one is ever rarely good or innocent. Ma Petite was just pure innocence. She had this childlike wonder to her, but she is an adult, but she was just praised and kept so beautifully. And then for her to be crushed by Michael Chiklis's character and just put on as a prop in a display, it is absolutely shocking. To me, this was one of those moments where American Horror Story crossed a line, a good line. I like my lines being crossed, but I was truly kind of flabbergasted by this moment. Again, Ma Petite's innocence was what made her character so interesting and so fun and so adorable and so lovable, and then to see that innocence used against her and to be murdered like she was, it's such a hard-hitting scene, and I think it's subtle, it's small. Some of the other kills on this list, some of the other moments on this list are so over the top, so bombastic, but something about this small kill really hit me hard and stayed with me. Again, Freak Show is a brutal season with a lot of crazy things. Twisty's first kill, yeah, all of this could have been included, but there's something about that Ma Petite moment that I think really stood with fans for quite some time. Number 5 on our list, let's go to Coven. Let's go to something dirty. Let's go to that Minotaur scene.
You just wanted love, and that makes you a beast.
Coven is a wild season. We all know that, especially as fans of the season. I mean, come on, the witches, it gets badass. There's also, just a lot of violence and murder in this season as well. We have the Axeman who's been in love with Fiona for so long. Again, there's been a lot of little moments, little bits of Coven that really stood out. I mean, the assault scene in the first episode is one of the most hard-hitting things, and I don't like watching that scene. I think the way they film it, Emma Roberts' acting, that is so hard to deal with, and I can make a whole list out of assault scenes from AHS and how those are some of the most graphic and impactful. But what really stood out for me for this one, oh my god, that Minotaur scene. This is like almost a consensual moment. This is something that it seems like both parties are into, and it's so disgusting and it's so crazy. We've never seen a love-making scene in American Horror Story like this. Usually sex is so disgusting or so taboo or so, used for horror in the show. And to see this moment and how it played out and what it implied, oh my god, Queenie. Oh my god, like the to make the Minotaur character, to make this man and the horrible attacks that have happened to him with the racism of Madame Delphine, those are disgusting. And I'm not trying to discredit that, but the character was already a tragic figure, and then to have this kind of outlandish, shocking sex scene added, it is, oh my god, in your face. And Coven can get, again, nasty and weird. This was the weirdest moment in early American Horror Story, where I think even some of the most diehard fans went, do I want to be in this forever? Is this where I want to go? Because that is quite the bold move to pull off. They pulled it off, and look, whatever, 10 seasons later, it's been some time. We still have not recovered from that Minotaur scene. Let's go to number 4 on our list, and we are looking at, I don't know, there's a lot to pick from this season, but we're going to pick that one breastfeeding scene from Roanoke.
Oh my god, poor Shelby!
When I was originally making this list, this was the scene I included another very gory kill, something we don't normally see, and that's that time Cricket got the intestines pulled out. That was a lot, but then I remembered the time that those children were breastfeeding on the pig. Gross. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to deal with this. Roanoke is a season that does use a lot of graphic imagery. It's pretty brutal. I think there's that one scene where I think Thaisa gets killed through, and the spikes and all that. Those are insane too. That is wow. I mean, Thaisa's acting, that weird shaky cam Blair Witch footage added to the low quality, the low budget feel, which made it even more impactful. But man, anything to do with the inbreds, anything to do with that stuff is where the season really starts hitting a level that I could not believe, that I was just like, ugh, gross, ugh, brother, chill. Like, y'all are doing that? Oh my goodness. The next entry, our 5th spot on this list, is going to be a scene that I'm going to try to handle as delicate as I can. We're not talking about the season delicate. There's nothing shocking there other than Kim K not being that bad of an actress. But yes, we are jumping to Asylum, and we are talking about the coat hanger. Much like Freak Show, you can go through insane, gross moments from Asylum and have quite a lot to pick from. Asylum is wild. Like, do you remember that time Chloe Sevigny's character just showed up in front of all the kids? Crazy. Do you remember just all the weird, like, Dr. Arden stuff? Crazy. But the moment that really got for me is anything involving Bloodyface, really, but specifically when Lana Winters has to attempt to end the pregnancy. I'm trying to get away with YouTube censors. They've been really hard on me recently. So yeah, the coat hanger scene. You know this moment. Lana Winters is our strongest character in all of American Horror Story. She is such an important, a powerful figure throughout this season. And to see her handled like this, to see her at her lowest after Bloodyface had did everything that he had done, murder her wife, put her into the scenario, all of this stuff.
And I know something else. It's a boy.
You're like, oh my god. And then she has to do it, and it's just Sarah Paulson's acting in this moment, just the implications, the ramifications, all of the stuff that happens with this scene, it's down to amazing acting, amazing directing, and an overall season that I know I'm hard on Asylum. If you watch my rankings, Asylum is not one of my personal favorite seasons, but this moment, the whole bloody faced Lana Winter stuff, is where the season really am like, ooh, there's like a hidden gem in there that could have been its whole own season. There could have been a whole dissection and, dissemination of all of what was happening there. But just this moment, just seeing something, again, it's Lana's character being so strong and so strong-willed, and just her being stripped through, what happened to her being in the asylum, and then her finding, what she thinks is going to be happiness, getting out of there with threats in, and then all of the stuff that happens there. It's crazy. I mean, Sarah Paulson, she's on this list a couple times, and you can see why I think maybe she wanted a break from the show, because my goodness, since Asylum, they have been making her do some of the most brutal, some of the most oh my god moments in any of American Horror Story, and I feel bad for her, and this scene just lives on of, wow, I cannot believe they got away with this as early as they did in this show. We are at the 6th spot on our list, and let's talk about Sarah Paulson one more time. But this is a moment that I think none of us expected and all of us were happy to see. This is a death that made a lot of fans cheer. We are talking about when Allie gets revenge on Ivy from Colt.
I already have.
When that girl made her eat that food and drink that drink and just sat there and went, oh, me, little old me, Allie Mayfield Richardson is one of those characters I went through the half that season hating. She is frustrating, she's annoying, she cries. It's much like Shelby from, Roanoke? Matt. I felt like she yelled Ivy and was just going through it way too much. But when she starts figuring out what's going on, and Allie gets that revenge, it is, again, Sarah Paulson's acting being out of this world, giving me a level of just, it's subtle, it's demure, it's mindful, to, talk about internet stuff. She was very mindful, very demure, very cutesy when she's killing her lesbian wife who decided to join a cult and have her tortured forever for no goddamn reason. My goodness, Cult frustrates me as a season because, again, the political stuff, what was the point? What was the reason to, quote the Cardi B? What was that reason? What was the reason? What was all of this? But my goodness, if it led up to one good scene of Allie getting to do this moment and me going, oh, because again, I didn't think any of us thought Allie was going to get that kind of revenge. We thought it was going to happen at one point maybe, or like maybe Kai does something and Allie, I don't know what we thought, but I remember watching this. You all remember watching this live when it was happening and going, Allie just did the damn thing. Allie did it. Allie is there, and then she starts running the cult. All of what happens after this death is where it really picks up, and I really start to like Colt. It just took a while to get there, but this scene is such an oh my god moment, a shocking and disturbing moment that isn't like gross or weird or offensive. It's just that kind of shocking and oh my god that makes American Horror Story so damn good. And the last entry on our list, number 7, to me, the most shocking moment is an OG moment, Murder House moment. And it's a bit of a 2-episode kind of streak of, whoa, what is happening? And that's when Violet discovers the truth twice. In comparison to some other seasons, Murder House can feel tame, it can feel a bit subtle, it could feel, again, demure compared to the outlandishness of an apocalypse or a hotel or, even Freak Show. Again, I like Murder House for what it is. It's classic, it's OG, but I remember there was a moment where every fan who was watching American Horror Story for that first time fell in love. So we had Tate and Violet as characters who, the Romeo and Juliet of the season, the young teen love that is quite annoying, but there was something up with Tate, and we kind of expected what was happening, but what was really happening was crazy. So we figure out the truth about Tate. Violet figures out why all these kids were like haunting Tate, why all of this was happening. Well, it turns out he was a school shooter, and whoa, that was crazy enough to figure out that one, Tate is a ghost, and he does that, oh hi, I'm a ghost, what was I gonna do? He has all those moments with Violet, and those are crazy, and you're like, wow, she discovers that this man that she's been in love with is a murderer and a ghost all in once, and you're like, wow, Violet cannot handle any more insanity Well, only an episode later, she gets hit with the next combo that she has been dead, that she once tried to, take her own life, and Tate tried to do everything he could, but she discovers her body. That is one of the craziest scenes ever in American Horror Story. One, the graphic nature of finding her body. I remember that cut to the body and just being so shocked. I also had no idea that had happened. Violet seemed alive, you know what I mean? It seemed like it was all working, and then you figure out that she can't leave the house, and there's that loop, and then you start going, oh my goodness, and then Tate has to be like, all right, I'm going to prep you for this. So Violet figuring out these moments, this insanity of her own life with the man that she loves, and then, her own fate twice, back to back, it is just amazing. And it really showed that American Horror Story was not playing around. Even in Murder House, they found a way to do a shocking death, a shocking reveal, do something very in your face, very of the times with, what was happening with school violence and gun violence and all that stuff. All of that was very much relevant, and, it's still relevant today, sadly. So it was interesting to see American Horror Story tackle that as they did, and to see what they did and blend it with the story and all of that together. I was just so amazed, so impressed that American Horror Story was able to get away with what they did as early as they did and still deliver good shocks. I feel like the shocks these days are not as, oh my god, as groundbreaking, as emotional, as hard-hitting as they were back in Murder House. Alright everyone, that is it for my most shocking, disturbed, crazy moments. You guys had some really good suggestions. Someone mentioned anything that had to do with, SA, assaulting women like that, or even men, because my goodness, the addiction demon. So yeah, there's a lot of those moments I wanted to spotlight, and it's hard to talk about those, but those do deserve, those are shocking and very in your face. This episode, this video was so fun to me. Well, everyone, that is it for my breakdown of the most shocking, depraved, oh my god, crazy moments in American Horror Story. You guys had really great suggestions for me, and I was really happy that you all seem to like the idea of this video, so I hope now that I've executed it, you all enjoy it as well. I'm going to go back to enjoying my air condition. I'm going to go back to enjoying my life and having some fun things to talk about with you guys, answering all of your favorite shocking moments. So let me know what you think is your most, oh my god, I cannot believe they did that moment from American Horror Story. Share all your thoughts. If you're new to my channel, subscribe. If you are subscribed already, leave me a thumbs up to say, hey, I like this video. I will make more. I love making American Horror Story with you all. Let me know what you want to see from American Horror Story as well. I'm starting to run out of list of things to do until the American Horror Story starts, so let me know what you want to see. Let me know what you think of this video. Share, comment, all that jazz, and let's talk about American Horror Story and shocking moments right down below.